Today on 2+U Nevada.
Whatever discipline, they can't find opportunity here, then we've not done our job. We really want to maintain the talent within our community, so we try to create as many opportunities.
Providing education to ensure art is spread around our community. The free professional development courses being offered by Sierra Arts Foundation. PBS as a brand is so family heavy. It just kind of makes sense.
Right, it would be weird if we weren't family friendly.
Voted the best place to work for working parents. What sets PBS Reno apart? Plus,
I'm Steve Hartman with the story of a homeless woman who could not leave her husband's side, even in death. She slept right here?
Right here.
Until an angel showed her the way. The story when we go on the road to Syracuse, New York.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. It's home.
Put everything back in your house the way you like it.
With community and family. And this really is a family affair. It's local food.
I got garlic in mine, capers.
It's health and wellness. Plus,
we don't have these, and we could be using them.
With plenty of entertainment. 2+U Nevada, brought to you by 911 Restoration. Thank you for joining us for this edition of 2+U Nevada. I'm Sarah Johns, your host. Welcome to Monday. How's your week starting? I hope you're coming off a fantastic weekend. We are still in our family purging season, clearing out the old in order to make room for all of the new, which is becoming much easier with our kids. It used to be I couldn't get rid of anything if they were in the same room. I love hearing them say now, oh, this goes in the donate pile. One thing I don't like that they gave me, this head cold. A little later in our show, we are going to talk about giving of another sort. For anyone who's ever had someone show up for them at the right moment, you'll meet one educator who did more than teach. They listened and helped a teenager find the courage to talk to his mom about depression. They're reuniting for the first time in almost 10 years, and you won't want to miss it. We have a fantastic show lined up for you today. Don't go anywhere. Thank you for joining us today for 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada. So excited to have Tia Flores, the Deputy Director of Sierra Arts Foundation, joining us again this afternoon. And Tia, I am so excited when you come because we just can't stop talking. In fact, they were telling us, okay, hurry up, you got to get into the interview. But Sierra Arts Foundation, first and foremost, is just about ensuring that artists in our community flourish and thrive. And tell folks at home what Sierra Arts Foundation major platform is.
Basically what we are is we're a regional arts organization, we're community driven, and our primary focus is to support the art community in whatever that looks like, and for artists of all discipline. So how we measure it is that if an artist of whatever discipline, they can't find opportunity here, then we've not done our job. We really want to maintain the talent within our community, so we try to create as many opportunities for them to display their work, perform their work, whatever, but also support them in that professional journey as well.
And in that vein, great segue, by the way. Good job. So in that vein, coming up next Tuesday, Sierra Arts Foundation is hosting a professional development course. Go into what this professional development course is and who it's for.
Okay, great. So it's called Becoming a Teaching Artist, and like many nonprofit organizations, there's an educational component to it. So you'll find a lot of nonprofit organizations offer various workshops, opportunities and stuff, and you might have somebody that's super talented and have all that skill set and they've really invested in their own craft, but they really don't have that skill set and teaching it. And what this is just an opportunity for them to learn some basic skills, see if it's right for them, but also create a financial opportunity for them to, to teach a workshop within the area. And that can be for a nonprofit organization, that can be in conjunction with the schools, whatever that might look like for them, just so that they're, help them along their, their journey, their creative and professional journey.
I love that. And then with the completion
of this professional development course? Do they get a certificate, or do they just put it on their CV that they took this class? How does that work?
Yeah, good question. Actually, what we do is we create a digital certificate for them to use, and then there's an opportunity there for them to sign up for, more like a boot camp one on how to design a lesson plan, all that kind of stuff. Or if they're going into school and they need to put standards on it, we walk them through that process so they can be successful.
That's fantastic, because you do this. This really helps people get into that path to be, let's say, an art docent, or like you said, teach at a nonprofit.
Right. Well, it's so funny because when you go to an art show and you talk to artists, they'll bring a family member, because that family member can probably talk about their art better than they can on that. And that's the same way, is that, sometimes a lot of the art disciplines, they're solitary. So they don't really have those, let's say, effective communication skills, and we're there to help them with that so they can be successful.
So on Tuesday, where do people go? Do they have to pre-register? How does that work?
Yeah, so how we set it up is that if you go to the Sierra Arts website, sierraarts.org, and you go to the events, it's right there on there. It's January 27th from 6 to 7:30. It's virtual, so you need to sign up so I can get your email so we can send you a link to the Zoom. And it's totally free. Anybody's welcome to come to that.
That's fantastic. And then you were telling me before we formally started this interview, you were telling me that you also have this for literary arts.
Yeah, so a few years ago we started Sierra Arts Literary Community, and it's a community of artists, poets, book lovers, songwriters, anything that's, has words to it, basically. And we meet on the first Sunday of every month at Sierra Arts, and it's free, open to the public. It's in the afternoon. And what we have is pretty much panel discussions. So it's professional development. We just had one about a critique. Should you join a critique group? What does that look like? All that kind of stuff. Should you start up your own? This one coming up is about residencies. How to do find out residencies and stuff like that for literary artists to go to some place to write their book, their upcoming book. And then another one that we have coming up is to publish traditionally or self-publish. So these help answer the questions that people, especially if they're just, getting into that field and want to know those things, that's what we try to offer.
Well, we are so glad to have you. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll bring you back on for all these other events. And of course, we don't want people to forget about the brouhaha.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah, we're all hands on deck for that one right now, our whole team and wonderful volunteers. We're getting ready for that. Yeah, that's Saturday, the 31st.
So you guys have 2 events in 1 week.
Oh,
my
yes.
Goodness.
Yes, it's
You're
kind of
nonstop.
Yeah, we keep going, 7 days a week.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Again, information on this professional development class is found at sierraarts.org. Tia, thank you.
Oh my gosh, Sarah, thank you.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada. I'm really excited to have Emma Glenn of PBS Reno joining us this afternoon to discuss a brand new award that you just got designated or awarded, being the best place for working parents. And this is super cool, Emma.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. And as a working parent, what is it about PBS that makes it such a great place?
I think it's that flexibility. We really try to have a warm and welcoming environment for our employees, for children. If you need to run out and take somebody to a dentist appointment or a doctor's appointment, or if kiddo's sick, it's not, the world's not ending. We make that able to happen for employees, and as a working mom, I really appreciate that.
Well, and I mean, you think about PBS, and PBS has amazing programming for all ages, but PBS is also known for its amazing children's programming.
Definitely.
And PBS Kids, the app, if you haven't downloaded it, download it,
Yes,
because it's
please
amazing.
do.
But I mean, PBS as a brand is so family heavy. It just kind of makes sense.
Right, it would be weird if we weren't family friendly. And so yeah, it's something, that's where I started. When I joined on with PBS Reno 7 years ago, my daughter came to work with me every Thursday for the first year. And, I would have to call offices to say, well, do you have Alice or do you have Alice? And I had a wonderful office aunties and uncles, and she still loves coming into the office.
Oh, I love that so much. And then you said that you guys have an office baby right now?
We do. She's 8 months old, and kind of the same thing. She is up at the front desk periodically, or helping mom out and driving the stroller around, and it's wonderful having a baby around.
It really is. There's something about it that just, I think, makes people remember the why. Like,
definitely.
Why PBS, what your programming is, and also why we work to begin with. It's to provide for our family.
Right. And then how nice, too, to be able to have them with you and know that, if they cry, it's not a big deal. Or if you need to go nurse or feed them or whatever needs to happen, you are supported in doing that.
That's so cool. And this isn't the only, because this you just announced in January of 2026 that you won the 2026 Best Place for Working Parents designation. But this isn't the first time that you've been recognized for being such a great place to work.
Yeah, that's correct. We were recognized by the Nevada Women's Fund in late 2025 for being a family first workplace, as well as a great place for women to work. And I think that's something that, again, like I was just saying, it's, as a working mom, it's really important that, the organization that I'm working for can support families and also empower women to continue working when you have babies or life. I'm really proud of our company for, making those efforts to be inclusive.
Well, and I think those efforts too pay off with employees that have longevity.
Absolutely.
Because you've been there now how many years?
In July, it'll be 8 years.
Okay, so you've been there 8 years. We were just talking about a mutual friend who works there, and she's been there more than a dozen years, could be 15 years, and it takes somebody who understands that there's life outside of work for people to then have that dedication to the workplace.
Definitely. Well, and I think too, when you get to have that work and home life balance, you get to enjoy coming to work, and it's something that, we believe in the mission, and I love working there.
That's so cool. And so I did ask, right now, PBS's positions are all filled. So I do want to throw that out there. But if you ever see a PBS position open, it's awards like this and recognitions like this that make you consider dropping your hat in the ring, right?
Absolutely.
What is it about the PBS ethos that keeps you there?
I think it's really important to have that voice in the community. I think for us, that those community partnerships, being able to be in the education realm and helping with our Curiosity Classroom programs and just really working within our community to help meet those community needs is something that I feel really strongly about.
And you mentioned the community classrooms. As a working parent who doesn't work at PBS, but as a parent who has children in our local education system, I appreciate PBS because my kids come home with class stuff that you guys have come in as docents and taught them these amazing classes, and then they bring home books and they bring home lessons, and they talk to us about waste management, and they talk to us about bubbles, and they talk to us about all these great, phenomenal classes. So as a working parent, thank you, because you're supplementing my child's education.
Well, thank you. And yeah, that's something, exactly that. It's a supplement. It's not replacing what our teachers are already doing in the classroom. It's built upon, whether they're kicking off or closing up a lesson. And so all of the lessons that we bring into the classroom are tied to those state standards. They're supposed to, help elevate what the teachers are already teaching. And I think that's why the kids get out of it what they do. It's, this is a novel someone coming into their classroom. We're in and out in under an hour, and it's fun, and they're learning something.
Well, thank you so much, and great job, PBS Reno.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for having me in.
You're watching 2+ Nevada.
You are watching 2+U Nevada, and I am here at JM Furniture talking about your home and decorating. Joining me now, Ann Gillespie, one of the sales associates here. And I cannot get over how huge JM Furniture is.
We're a very large store. And people say that every time they walk in. Oh my gosh, this is this big store.
It's deceiving. You know, you just park and you're walking in going, oh, let me see what I'm going to find. And holy cow.
We have a very large store. We even have an upstairs.
You do. And you cater to all different types. Like I was walking through and saw modern clean lines, and then I also saw rustic cabin, and your customers range as well from the city of Sparks all the way to Tahoe.
Yeah, they do. The cabins to the big ranches to the executives. Yes, we try to have it all.
So tell me about the type of customers that you are helping and why you love helping the customers.
Well, I've always loved helping customers, and we get some great customers. One of the greatest things of working in this store, though, is some of our customers are so repeat. You know, they come in and you've seen them and they come back and they come back. Their kids come in and shop. Their grandkids come in and shop. And everybody just loves it. And they'll come in and tell you, I bought my furniture 20 years ago. It still looks great. I just want something new. Right. Or we do get a lot of people who are just moving to the area, and that's kind of fun too. But the people that we've been serving for 55 years they're a lot of fun. They're still coming back and shopping. Their families are still shopping. It's a lot of fun.
And what's so cool about that is you're also indicating that you sell furniture that lasts. You're selling quality furniture that can handle a family, because we bought a couch when we only had one child, now we have two, and that sectional's already destroyed.
The purchasing from the store is really, I really admire a lot. It is a great place to work. You just feel so confident what you're showing people, that this has a lifetime warranty. This has it is quality. We have some terrific first apartment furniture as well, but for the most part, we are kind of going for that customer that wants to invest and have it last.
And what I'm so impressed with is we're sitting at a table from one of your Amish manufacturers, and there were a couple other tables over there, and I was just drooling over them, and they were from an Amish manufacturer, and it's a different one. So you're very honed in.
We are.
And have manufacturers from Amish country.
We do. And people want the solid wood. You know, they want the real deal. So it's what you offer them for that customer.
And it's so high quality, like the naughty wood, and the tables. We'll get some video of it. The tables that I was thinking of, they're coffee tables that have this awesome like Lake Tahoe vibe to it. Or they've got these pebbles that are like resined in the center. So cool looking.
River rock look.
It does look like a river.
So again, Tahoe and yeah, that's very appealing.
And then what is this?
This Amish furniture is this beautiful lifetime warranty solid wood, multiple species tables. But the chairs, there's lots and lots to choose from, and they can be upholstered. This is all of their upholstery options. There also is quite a few leather options. And we do get that customer that wants that dining set. It's going to be their last dining set they ever buy.
Sure. So this isn't the first time that you've worked in helping people furnish their homes.
No. Technically, yes, but been in sales of furniture for a long time. I had a rep business, and that was fun because I represented furniture lines and went to architects and designers here in northern Nevada and northern California, and worked on commercial projects they were working on. But working with the designers was fun. You get a lot of experience as far as colors. And so when customers come in and show me their living room and what's on their walls or what's on their rug, I feel like I have a little bit of experience with design from all those years of the rep business. Slipped into the office furniture world for a long time. My husband owned a business in the Bay Area. Went to work with him for a lot of years. That was a lot of fun too. Not as much fun as home furniture, but it was good quality office furniture. Was really excited when I moved here and had the opportunity to come to this particular company to sell office furniture because of all the great features it has.
What is so cool too is JM Furniture is a locally owned furniture store. So when you are purchasing from JM, you are purchasing from somebody who lives in our community. And then what I loved is the employees have worked here for decades.
Lots, yes. Our whole sales team is so experienced and so many veterans. I mean, between us, there's a lot of years of sales here in JM Furniture.
And it says a lot about a locally owned company when the people on the floor have worked in this building for decades.
4 decades. Yeah, 4 decades. And our customers have been shopping here for decades. It is a testimony to the length of time this company has been here, over 50 years. It's a consistency and a trust that we have here, and they know we're going to take good care of them. And they know us. They come in and, oh, hi, and they know who we are. We know who they are. It's very different than most stores. We do know you. We do like you coming back to see us again.
All right, and what's the address?
We are at 3333 North Carson Street. Our phone is 775-883-3333, and you can check out our website, jmfurniture.net.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and I'm so excited to have Sarah Gobshill here, Executive Director of Education Alliance of Washoe County. Thank you so much for being here, Sarah.
Thank you so much for having us.
So for folks at home, explain what the Ed Alliance does.
Okay, so I always tell people that we know our community wants to get involved with the schools, and we're the organization to be able to help people to do that. So we help to bring in, sort of resources that may improve students' lives, help our local businesses connect where they can, if they want to help enhance education, and just the individual who's like, I really care about education. What can I do? We're the organization to connect with and to use those resources to benefit students in schools.
The Education Alliance has really been there for the Washoe County School District, whether it be, you were just telling me about the mural that went in at ACT, and you helped establish funding for that, right?
Yeah, that's right. And so the credit where credit is due, the Gillamont Foundation is who made that possible at AACT, but it was through a partnership and collaboration with Education Alliance and the district. And it was really amazing yesterday just to see, we got to see a local Washoe County School District graduate who was the artist, do an assembly and talk with all of these students about how she used to be in their place. She really leaned into her education and then was able to make that possible. And so it was a really cool opportunity.
I absolutely love that. And so in the collaborative spirit, you also really work with the district on issues affecting our local schools. And one of the key issues that we're seeing right now, and I hear a lot about it at my kids' elementary school, but chronic absenteeism is something that we as families really need to be paying attention to.
Yeah, and so chronic absenteeism is a perfect example of a really complex educational issue that I believe impacts every single person living in our community. And like I was telling you, it's really defined by students who are missing, 18 days or more of the school year. And we know that students can't be successful if they're not in school. It's really hard to learn when you're not there. And so that's a main reason that we want to make sure that students are in school because they can learn and then they can connect to their friends and teachers who are in the classroom, which is why it's been such a big focus. It really jumped up after the pandemic. We saw really high rates, which was the same as districts across the nation. And so luckily our leadership and people in the community, again, really leaned in and was like, we want to build awareness around this, and we really want to help people get students back in the classroom.
Right. And for those at home who are saying, well, my kids attend school, it's fine. My kids are fine. Talk about the domino effect of chronic absenteeism. Okay, so your kids may be going to school, great, but it still affects everybody in the community.
Yeah, it really does. And one of the things I always want people to know about chronic absenteeism is many times it's not students' choice that they're going. There's other factors that are really complex, like maybe it's housing or food instability. We have, some families that, are trying to do their best to get their kiddos there, but there can be complex pieces. I would say even for families, like your family, if like when kids are absent, even if, they're sick or they're doing these other things, they can fall behind in their subject matter. And in particular, it's really hard for English and math, and those things build upon each other as you're going through school. So coming to school is just really important, and that's the reason that we want students to be there. And I think I was sharing with you we have been really working with middle schools and the middle school initiatives, but we are seeing traction being made. And I really believe that is because of, organizations like yours, other nonprofits, and the district working to really elevate this to a community-wide issue and talking about it and helping families make the decision to get their kids there, more often than not.
And what is it since the pandemic? Obviously, it's been top of mind. I've been hearing about it, getting the weekly emails from our principal saying, make sure that your kids are going to school. Mm-hmm. But post-pandemic, what is it that has gotten us out of or seeing the light with chronic absenteeism?
So I would say some of the biggest things that we saw last year, and we've really been working in this space, I would say for about almost 2 years, really trying to build awareness into those things. But we saw an expansion of clubs and sports in the district, and that was making a huge difference. Like there's just more ways for students to feel connected and belonging. We realized a lot of parents didn't realize there was an issue. Like, what's the big deal if I take my kids out for a couple of days of school? And so we really building that awareness has had a huge impact. And then just also talking with students about, what does this mean for your future? Like, if you're not in school, what could that mean for your future self? And I'm really happy to share that the district has seen like 71% of schools make an improvement in attendance and reduce their chronic absenteeism rate. And I think that's because, people like your principal who are like, I'm going to tell these teachers, or I tell my teachers and their parents so that people know.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Sarah, thank you so much for being here. We're going to invite you back for any other education tips or issues that families need to be aware of. So thank you very much for joining us this afternoon.
Okay.
And if anyone wants to get involved with the Education Alliance, what website do they go to? How do they get a hold of you?
Okay, so I would tell you, if you're interested and passionate about public education, please visit our website. It's ed-alliance.org, edalliance.org.
Perfect. You're watching 2+U Nevada. Now to San Francisco's North Beach, where pizza is a staple, especially in the late night hours. But all those empty boxes have been piling up. Andrea Nakano talked to one woman who started the effort to clean up her neighborhood one box at a time.
This is a common scene in North Beach on a Friday night. People walking around with pizza boxes to enjoy a slice of pie. It's great for the local economy, but what happens after the pizza is gone has turned into a problem. North Beach resident Giselle Reiner decided to take action.
When we walk around the trash cans, we see like overflowing with pizza boxes, large and small, and they're everywhere. And my dog sniffs around and she wants to drag them around. And I know the coyotes drag them around and the rats drag them around. And so I finally just wrote an email to Supervisor Souter and I said, our city is so beautiful and Washington Square Park is beautiful and we love pizza, but we got to do something to clean up the pizza boxes.
She wrote an email last fall, and just 3 months later, the city came up with this, a pizza box trash can.
We know this is not the biggest problem in the world and the city, but we can do something about this.
Supervisor Sauter and other city leaders looked at how other cities like New York were dealing with this problem. The main issue was that you couldn't put a large square box in a round trash can. And if you did, trash piled up outside of the can.
I think it's important to do the little things, and if we want the residents and voters of San Francisco to believe in us to do the big things, we also have to show that we can do everyday block by block work like this. So it's not the biggest need or challenge in San Francisco, but we've got to do these little things to build up trust to go do the bigger things.
The trash bins are getting rave reviews already from some pizza lovers.
You don't want a litter, and it's really just an issue of convenience for a lot of people. And Yeah, I think it's a fantastic idea.
And Rayner is so happy to see a clean Washington Square Park.
I'm thrilled, and look how beautiful the park is too, and I hope it stays this way.
The only ones that may be upset about the idea, those looking to get a tasty treat during their daily walk.
My dog's going to be disappointed though that she doesn't get to root around in the pizza boxes anymore.
It's great to see a community is getting so proactive about cleaning up. Meanwhile, when a 55-year-old woman lost her job and got evicted, she took up residence at the only place she felt she owned, her husband's grave. Then an angel came to her rescue. Steve Hartman has the story of a grief-stricken widow and her knight in shining armor. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Have you ever had a special teacher who changed your life? I have two that I can think of. Bob Burge, who taught high school journalism and guided me through the early budding desire of reporting, and Michael Duda, my AP English teacher at Placer High. He taught me the value of looking someone in the eye and shaking their hand. Now to the story of a teacher who quite literally changed the trajectory of not only one man's life, but that of his entire family. 1 in 5 teens report feeling symptoms of depression or anxiety. Barriers like cost and stigma prevent many from getting help. One Atlanta area teacher inspired a student to take the important step. Now, they've come back together to share their story and help others. David Begnaud reports.
This reunion,
You're so handsome.
almost a decade in the making,
May I give you a hug?
Yes, please.
Oh, it's good to see you.
began with a teacher encouraging a teenager to just talk to his parents.
I get up from my room, go down the hall, knock and say, "Hey Mom, can we talk?" I had no idea what I was gonna say.
And neither did William Hargan's mother, Tracy.
He said, "I'm depressed, and I've been seriously depressed for a long time."
Had you at any point before he told you that thought he was depressed?
Not one bit. He was happy, he was laughing, he was having fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought he was like happy-go-lucky, all-American kid doing great.
But that's when William told her he hadn't always been feeling great, going back years.
To find out he'd been struggling since he was 9 was heartbreaking.
I just hadn't been living with it. I've been thinking, this is my experience of life. This is just how it is.
William worked the soundboard at high school performances near Atlanta and confided in his choir teacher, Gamble Everett, who inspired this theater kid to act.
I said, "Hey, so I mentioned I've been depressed. Well, I've been really, really depressed. I'm really struggling. What can I do? What do you think?" And Gamble had the presence of mind to say, "I know your parents. Your parents are great. They will hear you out. They will listen. They will understand what you're going through and can get you help."
With the help of his family, medication, and therapy, William began to see a brighter future.
The biggest change didn't happen until, over the course of 10 years. So
Right, it didn't happen the next day.
Exactly.
It wasn't like he told us and boom, everything was perfect. You're right.
Now, at 27 years old, William has gone on to conquer even more of life's mountains, built a successful career in consulting, and is about to marry Maddie, the love of his life.
What are you now able to do that you weren't?
I think in a sentence, I can feel the daylight again. Now, medication, therapy, different outlook on life, I can sit and actually feel and enjoy things. I can see, this is beautiful, this is great.
And William and his mom, Tracy, decided to share that daylight to help others out of their darkness.
We do talks, Will does them with me. Oh my God, when he gets up and speaks, and I mean, it's just amazing how strong he is, and how these people will come up to him and hug him and say, these big men, and they'll say, "If you can be that vulnerable up there in front of all these people, then I can go ask for help."
And when they saw how much their story helped people, Tracy didn't want to stop there.
I feel like music can reach people in a way that just words alone can't. It just touches your soul. And I said to Will, your story should be a song. And he was like, a song? I don't know what he thought it was going to be, and I'm certainly not a singer, so I think he was like, oh God, please don't, you know.
Yeah.
But I said, I'm going to take a crack at it, and I did, over and over. Or maybe they'll take this song and play it for somebody and say, I don't have the words, but this is how I feel.
Well, I certainly felt something like when I
Did
listened.
you?
Yeah, when I listened to the song, I certainly.
Hi, thank you so much for sending me this song. It has really been warming my heart today.
As a mom, I was just overcome with, thank you, thank you, thank you so much that it was you. Thank you that you did the right thing.
That changed my life.
That's
and I think you should really know that in not mincing words at all meant the entire world to me.
Love saw me
We'll be right back. Are you a business or nonprofit and want to be featured on 2+U Nevada? Have a Mom to Mom Monday, a Tried It Tuesday, or even a cute pic you just want to show us? The whole point of 2+U Nevada is the plus you. You can send us your content by visiting our website. Head to 2news.com and click on 2+U Nevada, or you can email us at 2+UNevada@ktvn.com. Big Bear bald eagles Jackie and Shadow welcomed their first egg of the nesting season over the weekend. Jackie laid this egg on Friday. This is video from yesterday. At some point, the egg was left on its own, but not for long. Jackie and Shadow have been taking turns coming back to the nest and protecting the egg. It was just more than 1 year ago when Jackie and Shadow were keeping an eye on 3 eggs. 2 of the eaglets, Gizmo and Sunny, left the nest in the spring. We hope to see more success from the nest this year. That's it for this edition of 2+U Nevada. Thank you for inviting us into your home this afternoon. We look forward to joining you every weekday at 3 for 2+U Nevada. 2 News Nevada at 4 starts now.